What's great about this deal is now Sam Altman, because he has a commercial arrangement with Disney, if anybody else uses those Disney characters globally, where there's IP protections, he can go to Disney and say, Disney, remember we're paying you to license these? And I didn't see in the deal how much OpenAI is paying for 3 years of this. I did see that Disney has the opportunity to invest $1 billion.
They
didn't specify, but there is a payment.
Yeah,
for sure.
Iger said specifically that they're not using any human faces. They're not simulating any actor voices. So you could put Kylo Ren with his helmet down in there, but you couldn't put Adam Driver as Kylo Ren. And the other thing,
or Adam Driver's voice as Kylo Ren.
No Adam Driver's voice as Kylo Ren either. You can use the
That's
image
a separate issue, which we'll get into, which is protecting the artists. Yeah.
So he's also saying, as part of that, he was also saying, and if you are a creator who, say, you designed Elsa from Frozen, you will also get paid via this licensing fee that they're going to charge. But we don't know exactly what that licensing fee is.
So the most important thing here is now that there's a commercial relationship, every other lawsuit that's going on will be able to point to this. The New York Times versus OpenAI, Disney versus Google. They're all going to be able to point to this commercial arrangement and say that there is a cost to people stealing their content because this is a new business opportunity. It was essential that somebody get a deal like this done. Alex, what else do we need to know about this deal? And then we can move on.
Yeah, a couple of things. So Disney will invest $1 billion, as we said. It will also get warrants, Jason, into OpenAI. So if it wants to purchase more shares down the road at whatever price they've decided, that's going to be in play. Okay. It's a 3-year deal, 1 year of exclusivity, which means that I don't think another company can land a similar contract with Disney in the near term. And I will say that I think the timing of this announcement and the suit against Google is rather interesting. I wonder what Google's going to do to get out of the penalty box here.
Did we describe the suit with Google yet?
Lon brought it up. So essentially, I'll just give everyone a quick summary here. There's a cease and desist letter sent by Disney to Google before this OpenAI deal was announced. The actual letter was reported a little bit afterwards, but it's all pretty contemporaneous. And what they say is that Google is doing copyright infringement on a, quote, massive scale by copying a large corpus of Disney's copyrighted works without authorization to train and develop generative AI intelligence. They're exploiting our information. And they said, quote, Google operates a virtual vending machine capable of reproducing, rendering, and distributing copies of Disney's valuable library of copyrighted characters. Google, I think, in an attempt to lower the temperature, said, we have a long relationship with Disney. We're going to sort it out with them. But reporting also indicates that Disney's been beating down their door saying, hey, you're not doing this right. And Google's tried to dodge. I just think that maybe OpenAI and Disney came to such a helpful, healthy, and positive agreement here that down the road, no company's going to be able to say, oh, we can't afford to do this, or it's too punitive. Jason.
Correct, which is what I said earlier. Now you have the precedent, and Google is a good actor, and this is different than indexing the web, taking a small snippet and using it. The output is now protected IP. It's indisputable. If you make a character and you make a profit building that character, you're now infringing on Disney's ability to do that. So every single IP holder needs to do a deal like this. They need to plant a flag so that if you're the New York Times and you have Wirecutter needs to immediately do a deal with Grok or Claude. Consumer Reports needs to do this deal with somebody. And Consumer Reports, as a nonprofit, makes probably low tens of millions of dollars, I believe. I was thinking about buying it at one point, and I was informed it's a nonprofit, they'll never sell. Although we've seen some nonprofits go for profit. If Consumer Reports did a deal with Grok or Claude or Perplexity or somebody, they could then say to anybody else who outputs Consumer Reports data, no matter where you got it from, that they are breaking their ability to do commerce. It is the IP's holder. The IP holder has the right to monetize new forms and new media types. So you don't have to anticipate what those are. If VR becomes one, if AI becomes one, if Neuralink becomes one, and just that will be the next one. Incepting a Jedi story in your brain, using one of these and you ask Neuralink or one of the other people doing this, like, is that an infringing? Well, yes, because Neuralink will become the new Disney World. If you're selling a business-to-business product, you're looking to reach professional customers who are doing business. And the question you have to ask yourself is, where do those business leaders spend their time? And the answer is obvious: LinkedIn. And these are the real decision makers. So when you advertise on LinkedIn, you're not wasting your money. You're going to target your ads based on job title, based on industry, based on skills. So maybe you want a CFO in the technology space who has been in their job for 5 years, right? You want to zero in on those demographics and behaviors. LinkedIn has over 1 billion members, and 10 million of them are C-suite executives. They're going to help you reach exactly the right person with the authority to pay for your product, right? Go right to the top. Use LinkedIn. And we've got a special offer just for Twist listeners. Launch your first campaign and get $250 free when you spend at least $250. Go to linkedin.com/thisweekinstartups to claim your credit.